There is a version of a woman after 40 that most of the world does not talk about, not because it is rare, because it is quiet. She does not chase the appearance of youth. She has released that particular exhaustion, the constant striving to look like a decade she has already lived, and replaced it with something far more interesting. She has invested with the same consistency and seriousness that she brings to everything else in her life in the quality of her physical presence, not her youth, her presence. The texture of her skin, the freshness of her breath, the condition of her hands and her hair, and the particular details, small, almost invisible, entirely deliberate, that communicate to every person she encounters that this is a woman who tends to herself with care, not vanity, care. There is a difference, and elegant women after 40 understand it completely. Vanity is performing for other people. Care is the private, consistent, non-negotiable investment in the version of yourself you are going to inhabit for the next 40 years. And the women who make that investment, quietly, obsessively, without waiting to be told it is worth it, are the women who walk into rooms at 50 and 60 and beyond and make every other person in the room feel like they have been doing something wrong. They have not been doing something wrong. They have simply not been shown what right looks like. Today, we are showing you. Welcome to Mother Cotted. If you are watching from the United States, hit the like button right now. It helps this reach the women who need it most, and this is a video every woman over 40 deserves to see. If you are anywhere else in the world, drop your city in the comments. We want to know where this community lives. We are counting down from 8 to 1 because the most important habit, the one that makes everything else visible, is waiting for you at the end. Let's begin. Habit 8. She treats her neck and décolletage as an extension of her face. Most women stop their skincare routine at the jawline. Elegant women after 40 do not stop until they reach their chest. The neck and décolletage are among the first areas of the body to show the visible signs of age. Thin, delicate skin with fewer oil glands, constantly exposed, rarely protected with the same diligence as the face. And because most women were never taught to include this area in their routine, it becomes the detail that quietly contradicts everything else they are trying to achieve. A beautifully maintained face on a neglected neck communicates one thing: the skincare was reactive, not intentional. It was for other people, not for the woman herself. The elegant woman after 40 has understood that her routine ends at her chest, not her chin. Every product she applies to her face travels downward: the serum, the moisturizer, the SPF, all of it, every morning without exception. Research published in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology confirmed what most estheticians have known for decades. The neck and chest age differently and faster than the face due to thinner skin and lower sebaceous gland density. Women who begin treating this area proactively in their 40s show measurably less laxity and discoloration by their 60s than those who begin reactively. A woman named Adoaze in Lagos, Thailand, told us she noticed the disconnect between her face and her neck in a photograph taken at a family gathering. She was 43. She had been diligent about her face for years. Her neck told a different story entirely. She extended her routine downward the following morning and has not stopped since. She told us 2 years later, a woman she had not seen in some time asked what she had done differently. She had done nothing new. She had simply stopped leaving part of herself out. The practice. Tonight, when you reach the end of your skincare routine, continue down the neck, across the décolletage, to the top of the chest. Every product, every morning, every evening. The skin does not know where your face ends. Habit 7. She is obsessive about the condition of her hands. Your hands are never hidden. They are in every handshake, every gesture, every moment you reach across a table, open a door, or simply rest them in your lap where they are quietly observed by everyone in the room. After 40, the hands begin to tell the story of a life, and elegant women have made a private decision about which version of that story theirs will tell. Not the version of neglect, not the version of ragged cuticles and dry knuckles and nails that have been an afterthought since the last occasion that made them a priority. The version of care, consistent, daily, non-negotiable care. hand cream applied every time they wash their hands, not occasionally, not when they remember. Every time, a small tube kept beside every sink in the home, in every bag they carry, in the desk, in the car. Accessibility removes the excuse. SPF on the backs of hands every morning as part of your face routine because the sun does not distinguish between the skin on your face and the skin on your hands, and age spots on the hands are among the most reliable visual markers of biological age. A woman named Chisom in Port Harcourt told us she had always believed hand care was a luxury, something for women with more time, more money, more stillness in their days than she had. She began keeping a single tube of good hand cream beside her kitchen sink and applying it every time she washed up. The habit took no extra time. It occurred at a moment that was already happening. Within 6 weeks, she told us her hands looked and felt entirely different, and more significantly, she began noticing her hands in public in a way she never had before, with something closer to pride. The practice: place hand cream beside every sink you use regularly. Apply it every time you wash your hands. Add SPF to the backs of your hands every morning as part of your face routine. These 2 changes, done consistently, will alter the condition and appearance of your hands within 60 days.
Habit 6. She manages her scent with the precision of someone who understands its power. Scent is one of the most powerful personal signals a woman carries into any room. Applied correctly, it is one of the most memorable things about her, a warm, distinctive trace that people associate with her specifically long after she has left. Applied incorrectly, it is one of the most immediately off-putting. Elegant women after 40 have mastered the discipline of scent, and the discipline is, in essence, one rule applied without compromise. Less than you think. Always less than you think. 1 or 2 sprays to pulse points, the wrist, the base of the throat, behind the ear, not to clothing, which traps and amplifies fragrance beyond its intended intensity, not applied immediately before entering an enclosed space where others cannot escape it, not reapply throughout the day without first assessing whether it is genuinely needed. But beyond application, elegant women after 40 have found their signature, one fragrance or a small, curated wardrobe of 2 or 3 that is recognizably theirs, that suits their chemistry, their lifestyle, their sense of who they are. Not the current popular fragrance, not whatever is gifted, theirs. Research in sensory psychology from Rockefeller University found that the human sense of smell has the longest memory of any sense. People can recall a scent associated with a person or place with extraordinary accuracy years after the original encounter. The woman who has a signature fragrance is creating a mnemonic in the minds of everyone she meets, a specific, involuntary association between that scent and who she is. A woman named Beatrice in Nairobi told us she had worn the same 3 fragrances interchangeably for a decade, nothing specific, nothing intentional. When she found a single fragrance that suited her and committed to it for a year, she told us something unexpected happened. People began associating it with her, mentioning it, connecting it to her presence in a way that she had not anticipated. Her scent had become part of her signature, part of how she was remembered. The practice? Audit your current fragrance habits. If you are applying more than 2 sprays, reduce. If you are reapplying without awareness, pause and assess. And if you have not yet found your signature, take the time to find it. Not the trendiest option, the truest one. Habit 5. She maintains her teeth as a non-negotiable investment. After 40, the condition of your teeth becomes one of the most visible indicators of how seriously you take your physical self. Elegant women understand this, not from vanity, but from the clear-eyed recognition that their smile is one of the first things every person they meet registers, and that it communicates immediately and unconsciously whether this is a woman who invests in herself. Their dental hygiene routine goes beyond the minimum, not elaborate, disciplined. Electric toothbrush used properly for the full 2 minutes twice a day. Flossing as non-negotiable, not optional, not occasional, not not done only when something is uncomfortable, daily, because gum health after 40 is directly linked to cardiovascular health, and elegant women do not separate their aesthetic investment from their health investment. They are the same investment. A tongue scraper, used every morning because breath quality begins with what lives on the tongue, and no amount of mouthwash compensates for a surface that has not been cleaned mechanically. Professional cleaning twice a year without fail, because the woman who skips the hygienist to save money is spending far more correcting what consistent maintenance would have prevented. And whitening, not aggressively, not to the point of artificiality, but a consistent maintenance that keeps the natural color of her teeth at its best, because the difference between teeth that have been maintained and teeth that have been neglected is one of the clearest visual distinctions in personal presentation. Research from the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry found that in social and professional evaluation, smile aesthetics rank in the top 3 physical features assessed during first impressions, above clothing, above hair, in some studies above overall physical attractiveness. The investment returns more than almost any other in personal presentation. A woman named Fumi in Lagos told us she had neglected her dental care for years, always finding a reason to postpone the appointment, always managing the cost of something else first. When she made dental maintenance non-negotiable, booking the appointment before the year ended, treating it with the same priority as any other investment in herself, she told us it changed how she smiled, not just the smile itself, but her willingness to offer it. She stopped being guarded with her expression. That freedom, she said, changed how people responded to her more than anything else she had ever done. The practice? Book your dental appointment this week if you have been postponing it. Add tongue scraping to your morning routine tomorrow and treat flossing as what it is, a health habit, not an aesthetic one, and make it daily without exception. Habit 4. She pays obsessive attention to the freshness of her breath. This is the hygiene habit that is discussed the least and matters the most, because breath is intimate. It enters the space between two people before anything else does, before the handshake, before the words, before the impression is consciously formed. Breath has already communicated something. Elegant women after 40 are acutely aware of this, and they manage it with precision. They understand that breath quality is not purely a dental issue, it's a systemic one. Hydration, digestion, the health of the gut, the foods consumed and when, all of these contribute to the quality of breath in ways that a single piece of chewing gum does not address. Hydration is the foundation. Dehydration is the most common cause of bad breath in otherwise healthy adults. A dry mouth reduces saliva, which is the body's natural cleansing mechanism for oral bacteria. Elegant women drink water consistently, not in bursts, but steadily throughout the day, not as a beauty habit, as a breath habit, as a health habit, as the same thing. They're conscious of what they eat before close conversation: garlic, onions, strong coffee, not in the sense of avoiding their preferences, but in the sense of planning around them, of being prepared rather than simply hoping for the best. They carry breath freshener, not gum, which can read as casual in professional settings, but small, discreet mints or a travel-size mouth spray, and use it without self-consciousness as a quiet act of consideration for the people they are about to be close to. A woman named Ngozi in Abuja told us she became aware of this habit when she began paying closer attention to the moment she felt most confident in close conversation and the moment she felt most guarded. She realized the difference often was how prepared she felt about her breath. When she began managing it proactively, the hydration, the awareness, the small kit she carried, she told us the guardedness left. Not because she became certain her breath was always perfect, but because she had taken responsibility for it, and that responsibility was itself a form of confidence. The practice? Increase your water intake this week and notice the effect. Add a small breath kit to every bag you carry, mint, small mouth spray, whatever form suits you, and begin thinking of breath freshness not as a reactive problem to solve, but as a proactive standard to maintain. Habit 3. She protects the quality of her sleep as though her appearance depends on it, because it does. Elegant women after 40 have made peace with one truth that takes some women decades to accept. No skincare routine, no matter how expensive or consistent, can compensate for chronic poor sleep. Sleep is when the body repairs, when collagen is synthesized, when cortisol levels, the stress hormone directly linked to skin aging, weight retention, and inflammation, are regulated, when the lymphatic system processes what the day accumulated. A woman who sleeps well looks different from a woman who does not eventually, immediately. The morning after a night of genuine quality sleep, the difference is visible in the skin, the eyes, the clarity of the complexion, the ease in the face. Elegant women treat their sleep environment as seriously as they treat their skincare shelf. A cool, dark room, because the body's core temperature must drop to initiate deep sleep, and even low levels of light suppress melatonin production. Blackout curtains are not a luxury, they are infrastructure. A consistent sleep and wake time, including weekends, because the body's circadian rhythm responds to regularity, and the woman who maintains consistent timing sleeps deeper and recovers faster than the woman who treats her sleep schedule as flexible. Clean pillowcases changed frequently because the skin spends 6 to 8 hours pressed against that fabric every night, and what accumulates on it accumulates on the face. And a wind-down routine that genuinely prepares the nervous system for rest. Not the habit of scrolling until the eyes close, a deliberate transition, the light dimmed, the phone away, the mind given something quiet to settle into. Research from the National Sleep Foundation and Stanford's Sleep Research Center consistently shows that women over 40 who maintain high sleep quality show measurably slower rates of skin aging, lower rates of inflammatory skin conditions, and significantly higher reported well-being and cognitive performance than those who chronically undersleep, regardless of what their skincare shelves contain. A woman named Amaka in London had spent years investing in premium skincare and seeing inconsistent results. When she began protecting her sleep with the same seriousness she gave her products, consistent bedtime, cooler room, phone in another room, blackout curtains, she told us within 3 weeks her skin looked better than it ever had on any product alone. The products had been fine. The sleep had been the missing variable. The practice. Tonight, lower the temperature in your bedroom if possible. Cover any light sources. Set a sleep time and honor it. And place your phone outside the bedroom, not across the room, outside it. These changes cost nothing. Their compounding effect over 6 months is worth more than a year of premium skincare. Habit 2. She exfoliates her body on a consistent schedule, not as an occasional luxury. After 40, cell turnover slows. The natural process by which the skin sheds dead cells and reveals the fresher layer beneath, which occurs approximately 28 days in young skin, extends to 40, 50, even 70 days in skin that has not been supported. The result is visible. Dullness, uneven texture, a certain flatness in the skin's surface that no moisturizer can fully address because moisturizer cannot penetrate a layer of accumulated dead cells effectively. Elegant women after 40 understand this biology, and they act on it with a regularity that most women reserve for occasional spa appointments. They exfoliate their bodies on a schedule, 2 to 3 times per week, never more, never aggressively, but consistently. A gentle physical exfoliant in the shower or a chemical body exfoliant applied after bathing. The method matters less than the consistency. And they dry brush, many of them daily or several times a week, not for the trend, but for the results. Dry brushing before a shower stimulates lymphatic drainage, improves circulation, and mechanically removes surface dead skin in a way that leaves the skin visibly smoother, more even, and more receptive to whatever is applied after. The combination of consistent exfoliation and high-quality body moisturizer applied to slightly damp skin, trapping the hydration rather than applying product to a dry, sealed surface, produces the kind of skin condition that most women attribute to genetics and expensive treatments. It is neither. It is a protocol, applied consistently every week, not as a luxury, as maintenance. A woman named Patricia in Accra told us she had spent years applying good body lotion and wondering why her skin still looked dull. When she began dry brushing before her shower 3 times a week and exfoliating consistently, she said the change within a month was extraordinary. The lotion she had always used suddenly seemed to work because it could finally reach the skin beneath. The practice. Purchase a dry brush this week. They are inexpensive and available everywhere. Begin using it before your shower 3 times a week with gentle circular strokes moving toward the heart. Follow with your regular shower, then apply body moisturizer to skin that is still slightly damp. Do this for 30 days before assessing the result. Habit 1. She has made the interior of her body her primary beauty investment. And here we are, number 1, the habit that every elegant woman after 40 has eventually arrived at, sometimes through trial and expensive error, sometimes through the counsel of someone who knew before she did. The most powerful beauty investment is not what goes on the skin, it is what goes into the body. Water. The first and fundamental, not as a wellness trend, as the literal medium through which every cellular process her skin depends on occurs. Collagen synthesis requires water. Skin elasticity requires water. The lymphatic system that clears toxins from the skin requires water. The elegant woman after 40 is consistently, reliably hydrated, not in bursts on hot days or after exercise, but steadily throughout the year as a non-negotiable daily practice. Nutrition that supports skin from the inside. Omega-3 fatty acids from oily fish, flaxseed, quality supplementation, which directly support the skin's lipid barrier, the structure responsible for moisture retention and the plump, smooth surface that most women associate with youth. Antioxidant-rich foods, berries, leafy greens, colorful vegetables that protect collagen from oxidative damage. Collagen-supporting nutrients, vitamin C, zinc, silicone. And sleep, which we have already addressed, but which belongs here again in this category because sleep is not a beauty treatment. It is the body's primary biological repair system, and no topical product interrupts aging the way genuine, consistent, quality sleep does. The elegant woman after 40 has stopped looking for the answer on her skincare shelf. She has understood that the shelf is the finishing touch. The foundation is built inside. Research published in the Journal of Clinical, Cosmetic, and Investigative Dermatology found that women who combined adequate hydration, omega-3 supplementation, and consistent sleep with their topical skincare routine showed skin improvements over 12 weeks that were measurably and visually superior to women who used identical topical products without the internal protocol. The products were the same. The inside work was the variable. A woman named Josephine in Douala told us she had invested in premium skincare for years with moderate results. When she shifted her primary investment to the inside, water intake, a consistent omega-3 supplement, real food, she said within 3 months her skin did something it had never done on products alone. It became consistent, not good on some days and tired on others, consistently good every day, regardless of what the week had brought. Because the foundation was no longer on her bathroom shelf, it was inside her, built daily, built quietly, built with the same discipline and seriousness she brought to everything else in the life she had decided she deserved. That is the elegant woman after 40, not chasing youth, building the best version of the woman she is right now, and getting more beautiful by the year. 8 habits. None of them are secrets. None of them require an expensive specialist or a product you cannot afford or a lifestyle that is not available to you right now. They require the decision, made privately, without announcement, without waiting for anyone's encouragement, that the woman you are at 40 and 50 and 60 deserves the same daily investment she would have given herself at 25 if anyone had told her it was worth it. It was always worth it. You were always worth it. We are building that understanding here on Mother Coded, one video, one habit, one quiet, powerful decision at a time. If this reached you, if you saw yourself in any of these habits, or if you saw the version of yourself you are ready to become, subscribe right now. Turn on your notifications, because what we are releasing next is the full skincare protocol for women over 40, what actually works, in what order, and what you have likely been doing that is quietly undoing everything else. That video is coming. You will not want to miss it. Subscribe to Mother Coded. Share this with the woman in your life who needs to hear it. And drop your city in the comments. Let us see where this community is growing. Welcome to Mother Coded. See you in the next one.